English as a global language, as we have learned about today's class title or course title. And this is the introductory class. As you see that we will be discussing several issues regarding English language, especially English as a global language. And we know that uh, English is a language, and we also know English has become a global language, and English has become the international language. English is the first language of many countries, and uh, other thing. Okay, so there are some quick questions at the very beginning of this class. As you see that uh, most probably many of you uh, uh, have learned more than one language. So let me ask you these questions. How many languages do you know? So how many of you know more than one language? Anyone? Okay. Silence is that you do not know more than one language. Actually, we know English language, isn't it? So Bangla is our mother language. So apart from the Bangla language, we know other languages, especially English. Many of you may know the Arabic language. Many of you may know the Hindi language because we understand the Hindi movie as well. So this is the way. And what is your first language? You might say, sir, it is the question. Yes, this is the question.
Bangla.
Bangla is our first language. And though our course
Yes,
title,
Bengali is our mother tongue.
yeah, Bengali is our mother tongue or mother language, or we can also say the native language. And what is your second language? So it's a question of debate. Yeah.
So we haven't any second language.
Yeah, we haven't any second language
But we
actually.
have foreign language, that is English.
Yeah, that is English, foreign language. Nicely talked that Anayat Khan, is it? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Anayat Khan. So Anayat Khan has said that we do not have any second language, especially in Bangladesh, but in many countries they follow second language. Okay, we will be understanding that issues later on. And what is our official language? Our official language. Is there any official language in our country?
Yes, so we have Bengali and English both. We are using Bengali and English both for our official activities.
Government office, I think it's Bengali still.
Yeah, Lincoln is right in this point. Anayat Khan, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Actually, English is not our official language. Once upon a time, back up to 1987, okay, in British rule Indian subcontinent, English is the official state. Okay, then at the time of Pakistani rule, English continued was the uh, official language or state language. But in 1987, up to 1987, Bengali, after 1987, Bengali became the official language. That means আপনি চাইলেও এখন একটা official চিঠি আপনি ইংরেজিতে লিখতে পারবেন না, but it is a state policy that you have to write every application to the government offices, that is in Bengali language. Even in our parliament, any parliamentarian cannot give lecture in English language. They use Bengali language. So Bangla is our official language right now. So which language you want to know after your mother language? This is your curiosity. That means we are continuing a course that English as a global language. And nowadays, actually, David Crystal or Stephen David Crystal had pointed out many points. And apart from this, another scholar, he has said that if you are interested to know more than one language, you will not be growing old. That means language learning fascination will make you more healthy in your mind, and it will give a refreshment in your life. And for this reason, you will not be growing old. So if you know more than language, and we know the history, that is Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah. At the time, he knew 18 language. He made it possible. Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah from Bangladesh. And nowadays, if you are very much fascinated to know more than one languages, then you will be a multilingual person. So nowadays it has become a growing tendency for the scholar to know more than one language. So if you know other language, you will know the culture, the literature, and the other thing of that language. This is another issue. So this is a question to the whole class, that what language you want to know apart from your mother language. And then EG question, what may I know the world population? How many countries are there in our in this world? How many countries are there in this world?
Country.
Sir, 206.
206. Yeah, 206. Yeah, approximately like this. Okay, some say that 212. That means 212 countries. Some say 210. And United Nations member country most probably
196.
196 or 198. Okay, approximately these are the. And may I know how many population are there in this world? World population? Do you have any idea?
I think it crossed 6 billion already.
Sir, almost 8 billion, sir.
8?
8 billion.
800.
800 crore. Yeah. Yeah. Romy is not responding. Let it come. Actually, that I was talking that Dr. Mohammad Shoidullah knew 18 language. Now, when I was also a student, okay, then the scarcity of printed books were tremendous. We wouldn't get printed books. So, and for this reason, we would depend on the handwriting notes of our senior brothers. But today, you have got everything in your internet. Have you seen the question? Just I have put there, how many countries are there in this world? Simply, that means 195.
95.
Okay, as you see, that is, it is suggested by the Google, because Google every time updates their information. Okay, so let me put another population. Yeah, that means 7.7. Can you see the screen? Most probably you have seen. Yeah,
7.753 billion.
7.793. That means 775 crore people are there, and that ratio was taken in 2020. Now it is 2022. So many of you have said that 800 crore. That may be right. That is, the world population is 800 crore. Okay.
800 crores.
800 crore. Approximately, we can take it granted. Now, another question. Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How many languages are there in this world? Have you seen? Well,
Roughly
6,500
languages.
and 600 and 500 languages are there in this world. Oh my gosh. Okay, so out of this, so we have got the scenario that there are 195 countries are there in this world. There are nearly 800 crore people are there in this world, and there are 6,500 languages are there in this world. So we have to deal with this issue that among these 6,500 languages, our concern is which language has become the global language, why, and in which way, and what is the future of the global language. And basically, we will be dealing these issues in this course. And you might say, sir, what is the benefit of using or reading this course? Actually, as I have said that today we are not in our country only. We are in a global village. So we have to understand. And you see, if I simply say that how many multinational companies are there in if I write this simply, the list is top multinational companies in Bangladesh. Yeah. So Bangladesh, a small country, in this country, we see top 10 multinational companies. And apart from these, there are other multinational companies. Total number might be more than 50. So we are in a global village. And for this reason, we know the language of other countries. If we want to expand our culture, if we want to expand our tourism, if we want to expand our literature, if we want to expand our movies, theater, short film, economics, statistics, politics, everything, we have to expand through a way of language communication, because we have no other option. That means we can't remain ourselves aloof from the globalization process. And globalization process is not only about not only for tourism sector, it goes up to the every sector of a nation. So any country cannot keep itself aloof from the concept of globalization. Okay, and for this reason, we will know the other language, and we will also learn the necessity of global language. And let me, one thing I want to write it over there, that is, I want to write live. It has become, you see, it's also explained that okay, so this issue also says that these 6,500 languages are alif. Okay. Now come to our point. So world population we have learned, world languages we have learned, and also we have learned other issues, that is the first language and second languages. The first language we know, that is our mother tongue, and many people say it is the native language. Many people say is the mother language or mother tongue. And this language we learn from our birth, from our parents. And this language learning process is called language acquisition. And second language, if we say that second language is the language that a country thinks it necessary for several reasons. And for this reason, a language might be taught in a country based on their importance. In case of Bangladesh, we do not have any second language. Naturally, we learn English language for the cause of our necessity as a foreign language. Second language, that means if you see in India, they have two languages in common, that is Hindi and English. So their state language is uh, two, that means Hindi language and English language. So a Tamil person can communicate to the central government of India either in Hindi language or in English language, not in Tamil language. And even it is the same thing of Gujarati, Marathi, or other languages. In India, nearly 34 or 15 or 25 languages are there. But apart from these two languages, apart from these 25 languages, they give importance in Hindi language and uh, uh, English language. Okay, so this is their second language. And second language, another thing is that in Hindi, in India, Hindi will be a language, or English will be a language that they can use this language in parliament, in airport, in hospitals, in public places, and
স্যার নামাজের জন্য একটু ব্রেক দিলে ভালো হতো
yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. After 3 minutes, আমি আপনাদেরকে ছেড়ে দিচ্ছি. So in India, English and Hindi language is used in parliament, hospitals, airport, and in other public places. So their state language state languages are two, one Hindi and another English language. But apart from this state language, if a country thinks it necessary to learn other language and give emphasis, then that language will be the second language. Okay, so we might have a break for 10 minutes after this, and you may say your prayer right now. So you will resume at 6. We are in the place, that is, what is the difference between first language and second language? Most probably all of you have understood the difference between first language and second language. And apart from that, there are some other languages we know, that is the second language, official language. Official language, at the very initial stage of today's class, we had been discussing this official language. In every official communication, there is a language that is called official language. That is in Bangladesh, Bangla is official language. In case of India, Hindi and English are their official languages. In case of other countries, they follow one language to communicate to the official to the office of their country. That is called the official language. But it is very fantastic to let you know that in case of America, in case of UK, in case of New Zealand and Australia, they do not have any official language. Why? What is the reason? This is the reason that more than 98% people of their country speak in English language. So they do not make it compulsory to communicate in one language, that is the English. You can also say that in case of Bangladesh, the scenario is same, that all of us, we speak in Bengali language. So what is the necessity of making a country, a language official in Bangladesh? Yeah, that is the point. In that point, you may put the note that in case of Bangladesh, Bangladesh got independence basically for the language issue. And the idea of independence was come, and especially from the Pakistani government, the oppression came from the initial stage through the language. And for this reason, we got a voice against the Pakistani ruling countries. and next time we got independence. And for this reason, Bangla is our official language. And semi-official language. Semi-official language, what is this? Semi means sub or less than official language. In that case, you can say that is in Bangladesh, in High Court, the verdict, that means if a person got punishment from the High Court or the Supreme Court of Bangladesh, the verdict is written in English language still. Okay. So Lincoln and Anayat Khan, you had been talking that in case of Bangladesh, English is a foreign country, foreign language. But what is the issue? In this issue that in Bangladesh, if you communicate to the DC, if you communicate to the other official bodies, then you have to write in Bengali language. It is compulsory. It is done by the state rule. However, in Supreme Court, verdict is given in English language. Okay, still today in the 22nd century.
So not only that, the entire proceeding in the court and throughout the justice system, it's totally done in English. That's what I
Yeah.
know of.
Yes. Okay. So your name is Lincoln. That means Lincolnshire Barristery Law School is famous. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln, that very spelling, sir.
Yeah, that very spelling. And I had been living in
Yes.
London, and the street I had been living, that is the Lincoln Road. Anyway, okay. So this is the I wanted to let you know the difference between official language and semi-official language. Official language, our language will be used in parliament, public places, hospitals, airports, and other important places. If a language used, that is the state language, and that is the official language as well. But if a language is used, just for an example, in Bangladesh, in High Court, we use English language, but in Parliament, we do not use Bengali language, English language. In hospitals, in airport, we do not have the necessity of using English language. So here we can say that English in our country is a semi-official language. But if you say that it is a foreign language, we can also take it granted with the minor exception that is in High Court, English language is used. So this is about the semi-official language. Regional language, we know that is in Bangladesh, especially the Sylheti language and the Chittagong language, they are basically, and even Noakhali district, they basically use a different tone. They using Bengali language, but their diction, that means the word, the pronunciation, that is quite different from the standard Bengali language. That is called the regional language. And in that case, dialect. In that case, স্ট্যান্ডার্ড ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ যদি আমরা বাংলাদেশের ক্ষেত্রে ধরি, তা বাংলার ক্ষেত্রে স্ট্যান্ডার্ড ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কোনটা? আমরা we can take the example then in radio, in BTV, they try to use the standard Bangla language. So standard Bangla language in case of Bangladesh, that is taken the Greater Kustia region, and the Greater Kustia region, that language is picked as the standard form of a language of Bangla. In that case, English language, the Midland England English language as taken as the standard form. Okay, so we can say that standard language in another way is also a regional language. In a country, there might be more than one regional language. All the regional languages, among all the regional languages, one language is picked as the standard language. Is if Noakhali language would be taken as the standard language, okay, then Kustia language will be the regional language and Noakhali language will be the standard language. Okay, now hopefully you have understood the difference between regional language and standard language. And foreign language, we have discussed about that. Different about foreign language and second language, we have also discussed about that. Second language give importance and used in the several sectors of a country. That is the second language. But foreign language, all languages. That means in Bangladesh, 6,500 ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজের মধ্যে বাংলা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, 4,500 6,449টি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজই বাংলাদেশের ক্ষেত্রে ফরেন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ। ওকে, international language, international. Okay, that means among two nations, if a language is used, among 10 nations, if a language is used, among 20 nations, if a language is used, that is called international language. But international language is not the global language, because we have learned that there are 195 countries are there in this world. Global language will be used globally. You might raise a question that globally means that language has to be used in 195 countries. No, maximum. Okay, maximum. If a language is used in maximum countries or nations of this world, that is called the world language or global language. Maximum, that means 120, 130, 150, or even 100 or 80. Okay, if a language is used globally, that is called the global language, or in another term, it is called lingua franca. Lingua franca means, it is a Latin word that means the common language for communication, that is called lingua franca. So international language might be used among 10 nations or 20 nations, but global language is a little bit more expand scenario. That means more than 100 country, or it might go up to 195 countries. That is a language that is used globally, that is called the global language. Our concern is why English language has become the global language, and in which way English language in which way English language will gain or sustain its position as a global language. That would be our concern. Lingua franca, we have Pidgin and Creole. The term should come in discussion when we will be going to Pidgin and Creole. That's the fragmented form, not a complete sentence. Okay, Pidgin, suppose if you go France, if you do not know the French language, suppose you will be picking up several words, grazie, okay, grazie tante, or if you go to Italy, you might pick the word. That means one word, two word for the communication. This 2-word and 3-word communication, the fragmented form of communication is the Pidgin. Okay, but when a Pidgin goes on for a longer time, then Pidgin get a form of language. That language will be the Creole. Okay, so Creole language will be established as a structure, and Pidgin is a very fragmented or word-to-word relation among two persons whose languages are different. That is about Pidgin and Creole. Okay, so we have discussed about these issues. That means how many spoken. I am going quickly because we have
could you tell the Pidgin the kind of trade language?
Kind of
Trade language.
trade
Business
language.
language.
Yeah, you can also say যদি তো আপনি ব্যবসার ক্ষেত্রে জানেন না, আপনি তো বেড়াতেও যেতে পারেন, তাহলে যদি পিজিনকে আমি ট্রেড ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ দিয়ে একটাকে মার্ক করে দেব কেন? এটাকে তাহলে তো ট্যুরিজম ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজও বলা যেতে পারে, ইজন্ট ইট? আপনার পারপাস যেটাই হোক না কেন, আপনি ব্যবসার ক্ষেত্রেই যান, আর আপনি বেড়াতে যান, অথবা আপনি ইমিগ্রেশন পারপাসেই যান, প্রথমত যে কমিউনিকেশনটা হয় সেটা কিন্তু সেন্টেন্সের পুরো ফর্মে থাকে না। দ্যাট উড নট বি আ এস্টাবলিশড স্ট্রাকচার অফ আ সেন্টেন্স, and that initial stage of communication will be the Pidgin. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay, and next time আপনি ইমিগ্রেশন পারপাসে গেলেন, প্রথমত আপনি ভাষা শিখছেন, আপনি ভাষা শেখেন না। আপনি লন্ডনে এখন অনেক লোক পাবেন যে তাদের সেকেন্ড জেনারেশন, কিন্তু তারা ইংরেজি বলতে পারে। তারা যেভাবে কাজ করে ফ্র্যাগমেন্টেড ফর্মে কাজ করে। তো আপনি 10 বছর পরে যখন আপনি সেই দেশের ভাষাটা একটা এস্টাবলিশড ফর্মে পেয়ে যাবেন, এবং পরবর্তীতে আপনার সন্তানেরা যখন ওই দেশের ভাষাটা পিক করবে, তখন আপনার সন্তানের ভাষাটা কিন্তু আর ওই ফ্র্যাগমেন্টেড থাকবে না, সেটা চলে আসবে হচ্ছে ক্রিয়েলে। Okay, a Creole a little bit more structured. And Pidgin, trade language, okay. Tourism language, okay. Or also immigration language, okay. Okay, but the fragmented form. Okay, so we have discussed these issues, that how many spoken languages are there, but the concern is that I want to give emphasis, that is every day many languages are dying. Dying means most probably many of you have heard in Bangladesh, that is their Sautal language, Khashia language, Chakma language, Garo language. They have their language, isn't it? But many of the ethnic languages, they do not have their alphabet. You know, the alphabet, the letters you see, আমরা অনেকেই জানি যে এগুলো আসলে ইংলিশ লেটার। নো, এটা কিন্তু লেটিন অ্যালফাবেট। লেটিন অ্যালফাবেট থেকে ধার নিয়ে ইংরেজি ভাষা লেখা হয়, ফ্রেঞ্চ ভাষা লেখা হয়, ইটালিয়ান ভাষা লেখা হয়, একটু ডিফারেন্ট, দুই একটা লেটার নেই। বাট দিস ইজ, যারা লেটারটা ব্যবহার করছে, বাট ইন কেস অফ বাংলাদেশ, খাসিয়া, চাকমা, গারো, মারমা, এদের ভাষা আছে, বাট দে ডু নট হ্যাভ এনি অ্যালফাবেট, তাদের বর্ণ নাই। হ্যাঁ, কিছু কিছু দুই একটা ভাষায় আছে। The important thing is that the international institution of Bangladesh, they are going to initiate to preserve this ethnic language. But our point is that every day in this world, many languages are dying. Dying why? In which way dying? একটা ভাষার কখন মৃত্যু ঘটে? Language will die when the last speaking person of the language will die. Then the language will die. Got the point?
When we find the lack of speaker of that
Yes,
language.
yes. যদি কোনো ভাষাভাষীর সর্বশেষ ব্যক্তিটির যেদিন মৃত্যু ঘটবে, সেদিন হচ্ছে ওই ভাষাটিরও মৃত্যু ঘটবে। And another information that we have collected from Google, that out of 600, 500 languages, only nearly 300, 500 languages, 3,500 languages, they have a speaker more than 1,000 or less than 1,000, 500 to 1,000. 3,500 ভাষার ভাষাভাষীর সংখ্যা 1,000 থেকে 500 থেকে 1,000-এর মধ্যে। তাহলে এই 500 এবং 1,000 মানুষ যখন মারা যাবে, তখন এই 3,500 ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজেরও মৃত্যু ঘটবে। Okay, that is called the language death. This we will be discussing at the time of question answer session, or especially the future of English language. Okay, this is the scenario of a language chart. I have collected this from the source. If you click on this source, you will get this. Okay, you will also get this slide. If you provide me the email, I will be giving you the slide. So, language number 1. Yeah, here language Chinese language, first language, second language. These are the second is Spanish, third English, fourth Arabic, fifth Hindi, Bengali sixth. Okay, according to the English speaking persons number. Have you got the point? Yeah, Portuguese, Russian, Japanese, and West Punjabi. These are the 10 languages according to the number of people use this language. This is the language. So the top performer, as you know, that in how many people are there in China? Approximately more than 170 crore. Okay, and India 150 crore. But the difference between India and Pakistan, India and China, is that in China is a monolinguistic country. চাইনিজ ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজেরই অনেকগুলো ভেরিয়েশন, তার মধ্যে হচ্ছে ম্যান্ডারিনটা হচ্ছে সবচেয়ে বেশি ভ্যারিয়েন্ট, কমন ভ্যারিয়েন্ট। ওকে, সো চায়না যেহেতু এক ভাষাভাষী দেশ, এবং এখানে যেহেতু প্রায় 170 কোটির মতো মানুষ, সো চায়না ইজ দ্য ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ দ্যাট ইজ ইউজড by many the large number of people. And next time we see that other, that is Spanish, English, Arabic, in such a way. But in case of India, that I wanted to tell, that in India you see more than 25 to 34 languages, and for this reason India is not the countries. Okay, now our concern is that English isn't even the small ball mark in Chinese in terms of primary speaker. But if we include estimates the secondary speakers, then English comes very close. Okay, one thing is that, let me show you the chart. Look here, English language, this is the first language. First language, you know, that is USA, UK, New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. So these 5 countries use English as the first language. The other country use the second language. But if we consider first language and second language, English might go very close to the number of Chinese speaking people. Okay, and English language is taught and spoken in 118 countries. I have read in this number. Okay, and for this reason, English has become the global language. In which way? Later we'll be discussing. And where and how many times English language will go, we'll be discussing. And another English speaking country, the largest English speaking country, the United States. Another, you know, okay. Lingua franca, we have also discussed about this issue. That means the common language for global communication. That means, okay, I point a issue that Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah learned 80 languages in his lifetime. But nowadays we have become so much involved in other activities. However, we have plenty of equipments if you want to learn English. Okay, yesterday I was coming from my village home. Okay, at that time a person was speaking that, yeah, would you please buy a book that you will learn Hindi in 30 days. Okay, but not about that. If you click on YouTube, if you click on Google how to learn Hindi language, how to learn Spanish or French language, easily you can learn the language. So this is the way we will be learning English language. But the matter is that the language, one language should have a common criteria to communicate other people of this world. If it is so, that would be easy for every language. In case of United Nations, we will be discussing these issues later on. In United Nations, how many United Nations language, especially English, Arabic, and other language. And for this reason, every United Nations prescription should be written in 2, 3, or 5 languages, and it is very much costly. Okay, and even in case of Beximco and Square pharmaceutical companies, you will see inside of a medicine packet or a syrup packet, you will see the instruction is in 2 languages, Bengali and English. Okay, so if it is so that Beximco export medicine in more than 15 countries. So is it possible that the prescription should be done in 15 language? No. And for this reason, a language is necessary. Our language is necessary to communicate over the globe on various purposes. And that language is called global language. It is 6:21 now. This 9 minutes is for question answer session. If you have any question, please don't feel shy. You have invest your time and you are investing your money as well. But I would say that you are investing your time. Time is the most precious thing of a person. So you are here to learn something. If you have any question, please ask me. Don't feel shy. Okay, so the floor is open to you.
You asked our mail address, so how we will provide our mail address to you?
Okay, I will initiate a Google form. I will give the Google form link to the seer. Seer will give it to Facebook group or other. If you click over there, just you will be write your roll number, name, and email, and submit it. Automatically, that will come in my record. Okay. Any question?
So you made all things clear in nice way. an easy way. So I think I haven't any questions.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
My other friends may have questions.
And I'm sorry that for the technical program, we couldn't start our class right now. Actually, it is 3 months back that we stopped taking online classes. Okay. And for this reason, the technology was out of order. There was some technological problem. And for this reason, that was the issues that I couldn't start the class right on time. Okay. Any other question?